What's going on out there? Ear to the streets. Back again. This video right here is pretty much just addressing why black men and black women are having such like why we at war. And this is my opinion, but there's definitely evidence out there that you could go look up, and after you listen to the video, just pay attention to things I say and the points, my talking points, and you'll pretty much see that this is not no bashing of women. This is not just some. I'm not trolling. This is just my opinion. Cause on YouTube in the black sector, you just see a lot of back and forth and people not getting along for whatever their reasons are. But I want to pretty much start from off the top. And I dropped videos before where I stated things about how our government pretty much has a divide and conquer in the black community between the men and the women, which then transfers down to the children. And it's pretty much where the black man is just the enemy, you know? Like, if for example, if a woman wants any type of government assistance or needs, I should say, you can't get it if you got a man. I used to work in a shelter, and one of the craziest things about it was a woman couldn't really go into the shelter with like her kids, and her husband. And a man couldn't go in there with his wife. Only men that was in the shelter were all single dads. And it was only two men in the whole shelter of about, and I'll say it was about 300 people in there. No exaggeration. Give or take a couple, it might have been more at the time, but it was guaranteed only two, outside of the staff, there was only two men that resided there. And, my thing with black women is like, they dump a lot of things onto men, and they make it our fault because, men are supposed to be the protectors. So, one speaking talking point you'll hear from black women is, well, the reason why we have to be this way is because we weren't provided no protection. And if you notice, black men and black women were pretty much like riding for the cause together up into the Panthers. So this all dates back to like welfare, J. Edgar Hoover, all these conspiracies to divide the black family, and it's like our women fell for it. And not to say that men didn't, but the reason why I say the women really fell for it is because even if a man, fell into their trap of the drugs and in prison, he didn't lose his self. He still knew who the enemy was. Whereas I feel like our women somewhat got benefited, they got help for separating themselves from us. So part of their like, I'm trying to think of the right word, but part of their reasons, for being in the whole fight against, oppression was basically because they noticed they weren't getting the things that they needed to get and were, deserved. So when the government plays daddy and steps in and starts to provide these things, in my opinion, it made their sight a little hazy, And it's just like if like anything, people can. I'm trying not to attack and bash because I do understand, but it's kind of like if you got a dude that's like pro-black and a rich billionaire comes and tosses him 10 million to help fight, his oppression and his cause. Now that dude that was so, black power, now he's subject to let his guard down because the very person that he swore as an enemy is the one who funded the movement. So while black men sit here and, we see who the enemy is, a lot of black women allowed the government to step in and do things for them and help out with they help them fix the problems that they caused, and then now the women pretty much looking at it different. They like, well, the problem is this black man. Look at how everything started going right once this nigga was out the picture, or why couldn't he provide this? And what black women need to start doing is just being realistic about it. This was a conspiracy. This was a plan. You know what I'm saying? A plan to get you to start looking down on your man. You know what I'm saying? It was a plan to get you to start dividing the family. And, they say that black women are the most in college, most educated in the country. So it's like, when do y'all turn and reach back? You know what I'm saying? When do you flip it on your enemy? I know if my enemy was to give me 10 million and thought that was going to be what like shut me up, he's going to be mad at himself for that, because I'm going to take that 1 million and I'm going to take that 10 million and really put it towards the cause. Where I feel like a lot of black women went for self. Like it stopped being about the community. That's why we don't have a community now. It started being about what I could get for self, or let me do for self. And then that wasn't enough, so black women began to like click up with each other and started to integrate themselves into feminism. And it's like, like what, like since when has like clicking up with women, that's like going totally against the family structure, especially when your man wasn't the one who oppressed women. It's like an oxymoron for a black woman to be a feminist, in my opinion, because you clicking up with other races of women before you click up with your man. And the problem with that is those women will never click up with you before they click up with their man. But the black man has lost so much value in his own house that it's like, it's acceptable. There's no women checking women. I shouldn't say no, but it's like, it's so few. That concept and mindset is so rare that it doesn't have a powerful enough voice to affect any type of change. And it's becoming disgusting, man. Like it's just sad where we going, and I don't. Where's change gonna come? If the black woman is the backbone of our society, our families, how could this change? The fact of the matter is that the black woman is the parent that's in the house the most with the kids. So they have the most influence. And influence is the strongest weapon you could ever have. So it's not gonna, whenever, I listen to channels like Cynthia G and other black female YouTubers, it's like all you hear is this dusty talk. All you hear is like just pure negativity about black men. And they lie to themselves, pretty much saying that if they talk bad about white people and white supremacy, but here's the thing. If you talk negative about white supremacy on one video, and then you got 3 more videos talking negative about black men, it's like you crossing your own self out. Like what, you're not helping nothing. All you doing is continuing what white supremacy has planned. You know, like again, you hear so many women talk this dusty beta male coon shit. So what does that do for you though? And I don't care what race you go to, what country you go to, there's always gonna be some type of beta male dusty cornball. You can't use the word coon because that particularly talks about black people. But you always gonna find a portion of a population that just ain't shit. And instead of these women that call themselves wanting to uplift black people and get rid of white supremacy, instead of them uplifting the men, I don't care if it's only 5 men in every state that they consider not a dusty beta male coon. Why are they not uplifting those 5? To give the dusty beta male coons a archetype or a prototype for them to structure themselves after. And then if we're going to talk about this dusty beta male coon, who's raising these dudes? When you look at A$AP Rocky, when you look at Chris Brown, when you look at Bow Wow, when you look at all of these dudes that they love to get on their platforms and talk negative about, who raised these dudes? Black women. They all come from single mother homes that their formative years was structured solely by a woman. And it's just like, yo, enough is enough, man. Like, there's only a few YouTubers again that I see out here that don't take this narrative, and the sad thing about it is they're the ones that get the least support. You know why? Because black women come on YouTube to hear this us against them shit. So you get a woman up there, a black woman up there talking that the stuff they really should be hearing, and they don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear the shit that's fueling this hate. You know what I mean? So it's just to a point with black women and our sisters that I'm just like damn. And to all my brothers out there, I agree with the red pill philosophy, and I understand MGTOW. My thing about MGTOW, and this is not a shot, because I swear, I believe, like I really understand and been through enough shit to understand why men are going their own way. So I'll never sit there and bash those dudes. But for me personally, I feel like that's also a part of the conspiracy. Because if all red pill men and even the simps and beta males begin to like follow that, is leading to no reproduction, is leading to men and women not working together. That shit is like kind of, and then not that, because those are straight males, but then when you, on the flip side, when you look at all of the gay agenda, I feel like MGTOW and women don't really have it. So I'll just say feminism and MGTOW just will broaden